Well, hello, good to see you once again. I hope if you're here in Australia, the hot weather isn't too much of a hassle for you, or if you're in the UK, I don't know how you deal with those very short days at this time of year. Pitch black at 4 in the afternoon, no thanks. And hello to New Zealand people as well. I'm actually going to start with a New Zealand race in a moment. So today I want to show you a possibility for you in terms of how to make a profit out of bad tips. I'm sure we've all seen at some stage a tipster who consistently manages to pick losers. There's plenty of them. In fact, it's not surprising, really. I mean, it's easier to pick a loser than a winner, let's face it, in a lot of races. Picking a winner can be quite difficult. So in some ways, the prospect of lay betting with Betfair is quite appealing, because if it's easier to pick a loser, then it must be easier to win, right? Not so much. The problem, of course, with lay betting is that while it's easier to pick a profitable result, the amount of profit you can get out of the bet is quite low compared to what you're putting in. You think about a back bet, most of the time when you back a winner, the payout is more than what you staked in the first place. With a lay bet, usually it's the other way around. Most of the time, you're going to get a payout that is smaller than what you staked. You're still getting a profit, but your profit is smaller than what you were originally risking. So it's a bit of a balancing act. It can make laying quite a challenge. So how do you go about it, and how do you get somewhere that works? Well, that's something I want to show you today. I have a system here that is working based on a particular set of bad tips. Now, if you're here in Australia, you'd be familiar with the Sky Ratings, Sky Ratings predictor, as they call it on the screen. In the bottom left corner there of the screen, when you have a race coming up, their automated system, I don't know how their algorithm works for that, it doesn't tend to do very well. So it seemed to me that there was an opportunity there with the ANZ Ratings and the ANZ Bot to pick up the Sky Ratings and use them to find runners that won't win the race and then lay them. Seems good in theory. There is, unfortunately, if you do that at level staking, it's not going to work out. In fact, if we have a look at the analyzer here, you can see in the graph here, this is at level staking. That's not going to work. However, if instead of level staking, you were to do it at stop at a winner staking, it can work quite well. Now, two things I look at here in this to see if it's suitable for SAW, or stop at a winner staking. That strike rate there, that's very high, so that's good. Now that's the percentage of times that the top tip from the Sky Ratings, with an odds somewhere between $4 and $10, does not win the race. So you can see the Sky Ratings have a pretty poor track record of picking winners, which is good if you're trying to find ones that won't win. Also, in the graph here at the level staking, there's quite a number of days that have a positive result. So those days should do even better at stop at a winner staking. So that's something I look at as well to show where it would be. Now, I'll come back, we'll have a look at more of this in a minute, but first I want to show you a few races from today, just follow it race by race and see how it goes. We'll start here in New Zealand, as promised. Now, I didn't get the Sky Racing recording going early enough, and even if I did, I think this one was on Sky 2 and I was recording Sky 1, so our friends in New Zealand racing do post videos of their races after they happen, as a lot of racing boards around the world do, which is quite handy. So this is, where are we here? Taroa Race 8. Number 8, Matane, as we have a look at the Sky Ratings here in the ANZ Ratings, you can see it was the top of the Sky Ratings. So it's number 8. The risk here, because it's paying $8.40, the risk here is risking $8.21 here to make $1. So it's a bit of a risk, but let's see how it goes.
Gates open, they're off. DB Balfour was a shade slow to move. First away, Giacomo going with it, Taliska, and they match motors in the early stages. Scalza came out next from Swindle, then followed Spanish Lad. Pericles is back about midfield, followed a length away by Bella Loose. Matane, 2 lengths away, DB Balfour, and No Agenda Nigel. Matane's coming at the very quickly along the very inside. Out wider, Pericles battling on, also Taliska. Matane right through on the inside, coming with it, Taliska. It's Matane for Warren Kennedy. Well, Matane will get the money here. Second over, Pericles will get there from Taliska. And right.
So a pretty clear winner. That loss of 8.20. Now this is where the level staking for this would be a problem, because with that loss there of $8.20, you get one of those in a day, and you have to have 8 good results just to recover from that. So that would be a problem. With stop at a winner staking, not so much. Of course, the risk there is that you're putting on much larger bets to recover that. Now, we'll move on to Doomben. We're looking at race 6 here at Doomben, and number 4, Arisphere, as you can see, is the top Sky pick. So it's at $9.20 on Betfair. So in order to recover that lost $8.20 there and still make the $1 profit target, have to actually risk $83.89 here. But with the strike rate of this system, it's unusual to have more than one in a row from Sky picking the winner, especially in this odds range. It does happen sometimes, but usually you don't get more than 1 or 2 bad results in a row. So here we are. Sky tip is number 4, so we're laying this one, risking $83 to make a $9.20 profit.
All set. Skirt the Law just moved. Racing now. A couple slowly out at the start, including Rolling Rocket Island Magic. Femme Fatale fast to go. Kelly's Landing showing early speed. Lennox revving up 3 wide. Arisphere and Skirt the Law just behind them. Skirt the Law about 5th away on the rail. Fintavi is looming. Skirt the Law's near the inside. Cherry Rose is running on strongly. Still Kelly's Landing in front. Lennox run its race. Cherry Rose now has the last shot. Up goes Cherry Rose. It's all over Red Rover. Cherry Rose burning away. Brings a great Central Queensland form to town, and she bolts in. Beats Skirt the Law. Good late in second. Photo third.
And that's a nice result there. So that's good. So that's actually put us back ahead. So we're up $1 now because we've had that result. Now, if we go to Gawler race 5, number 4 here, Bay of Portland, is at $4.60 on Betfair. You can see it's the top of the Sky Ratings. So risking here $4 to make $1.
Chances in the betting. Light flickers between the leaves of the big gum tree. And we're just about set. 5th of the day is now underway. Lachlan Castle a little bit slow. Lady Means Business was a bit slow as well. On the other hand, Madame Jeanette began fast with Jamaican Gold, Kian. Big Mav is running 4th early stages. Lachlan Castle's now gone to 5th, the grey, and Bay of Portland whipping around them. A muddle up front. Madame Jeanette left in front. Big Mav, Amelia Valentina's work between them. Then Lady Means Business, Astro Dean. Amelia Valentina going to Madame Jeanette. Amelia Valentina won from Madame Jeanette in a photo finish. 3rd, Astro Dean. 4th, Big Mav, I reckon.
So Bay of Portland didn't actually finish that race, so that's a good result for the system. Bay of Portland did go and miss somewhere around the 600 metre mark, started buck jumping, threw the jockey off. Hopefully both are okay. I'm not seeing any reports on that one at the moment, so hopefully all okay there. Nonetheless, we made $1 there, so we'll move on to Geraldton. And Geraldton race 1, number 1, Fire the Guard, odds of $4.20 on Betfair. Again, top of the Sky Ratings, as you can see there. So in this case, risking $3.55 to make $1.
Breeze picking up. Dixie Princess comes forward now. The field is set to go. All in. The 1100 maiden. Cash Flow will jump favourite here in the first. Gates have opened, off and racing. Cash Flow jumped away in reasonable terms with Fire the Guard, Matt Soka, and he in fact is going to try and lead them with Cash Flow, but coming across Dixie Princess with dazzling speed, burn them all off. Cash Flow running second, a length away then on the outside as they come towards the turn is Matt Soka. Also there is Imposing Ruler, and they're followed further back by Discuss. Cash Flow on the outside reaches the lead, now getting a run. Fire the Guard around its heels. Cash Flow, he has to draw the shillelagh, digs in and fights. Cash Flow, Fire the Guard comes. Fire the Guard, Cash Flow, they'll go to it. Cash Flow wins it. Cash Flow ahead, Fire the Guard. Third, Discuss from Sansoni, then Matt Soka. In behind those, Carry On. Followed further back behind them when they'd pulled up, Dixie Princess, and then...
So another good result there. So let's have a look at the ANZ Bot and see how the strategy actually looks in the bot. And you can see here, well, firstly, have a look here at the moment. The profit on this strategy at the moment for today is $16.01. Now, there's another strategy here which looks like good numbers. It's actually recovering off a rather long series of poor results due to a misconfiguration on my part, largely. But today looks like it's going to be pretty much recovering from those bad results. But the one we're looking at here, the lay one, so it's made $16.01 so far today. Still races to come, of course. A few gallops. There's a Tasmanian evening gallops meeting, as well as harness racing through the evening as well. And still the end of the afternoon racing to come. I think a couple of races left there. But if we have a look here, I'm looking to make $1 as my target per race. Now I have a stop loss set at $100. Put mouse where the stop loss is, $100. Have to put it somewhere. 100 times the target seems like a reasonable number, and I'll show you a spreadsheet with some results in a moment. But we'll have a look here. So as we were saying, the odds here have to be between $4 and $10. The stat settings, very, very simple. The Sky rating has to be 100. The top rated horse on the Sky ratings always has a Sky rating of 100. That's just the way their system works. Occasionally you get more than one horse that's top of the ratings. In that case, I'm happy for the system to work with either of those. Have a look at the results tab for today, and we're looking at the lay one. So there's quite a few today so far. You can see we had quite a few winners early on. That is, winners for us, horses that didn't win the race. Tayaroa, we had St Giles, there's another one at Tayaroa there, Geelong, Gawler, Maryborough, Geelong, Doomben, Gawler. Now, the first one that didn't go our way was actually at Maryborough, race 4, with that other thing, paying $8.80, so a bit of a down result there. But then some winners, for us at least, ones that didn't win the race, Newcastle, Geelong, Doomben, etc. Tayaroa, that one we saw earlier, loss of $8.21, recovered in the next at Doomben. You can see Gawler there with Bay of Portland. There's a little bit of activity in tabs 2 and 3. There were some overlapping races earlier in the day, and there's some overlaps here as well, which have recovered some results. Just as we're looking at this, number 8, Limbering at Gawler, has just won the race, so that's $4.11 down. So that actually means that system is now sitting at $11.90 profit, but in the next race it will try to recover that. So I'll take you over to the spreadsheet, and so here you can see the day-by-day results for this. So I've had this running now for a month in its current form. I think I did have another incarnation of it running before that, which was a little bit more complicated. I worked out I could just simplify it to this. This actually works nicely as it is. You can see here, I started this off at a 10-cent target and let it run like that for a while to see how it went. Now, the first day did well, made $1.60. The next day there was no activity. I'm not really sure what happened there. But the following day, was a loss of 577. So my system for this is one of increasing the targets and the stop loss each day if there's a negative result. So it goes from, in this case, 10 cents to 20 cents to 30 cents if it has to, and from there it's up by 50% each day after that. So we've got 10 cents, then 20 cents the next day. Again, it went down. 30 cents target the next day, and it made 390. Still doesn't recover the series. That was still down at that stage. But because it was a positive day, stayed at 30-cent target, and again it was down. An unusually bad run for this system. So next day up to 45-cent target, and big winning day, made $24.30, which put the system into a profit there for that series. Over the course of those days, made $20.06. Back to 10-cent targets after that, and you can see a long winning run through here. So that's when I decided, well, it seems to be working as I expected it to, so I'll go to $1 targets. And I did that there, and you can see more positive days. One day here, the 20th of November, we hit a stop loss. It's the first one that actually hit a stop loss. You can see a loss there, $155.30. So it's hit that $100 stop loss. It's gone through that stop loss as the system would. It stops when it has lost $100 or more. So it did in fact have a down day there. So then naturally that was going to take a little while to recover. So up to $2 target for the next day, and that was a positive result, so stayed at the $2 target. And then you can see here some of these bigger days, weekends in particular, and Wednesdays as well for that matter, have a higher volume of races, so you tend to see a higher volume of bets go through, and they do tend to result in much better days. And you can see here a few days in a row with some pretty nice results, eventually coming back to a $17.39 profit across those 5 days, and then back to the dollar targets after that. So 2 days there up, and at the moment, today, as we saw, up was $11, I think. So, so that's working quite nicely. So this works with the ANZ Bot and the ANZ Ratings, and of course I have a link in the description below, as usual, for that, on the system of just laying the Sky rating top rated runner. I'll just show you how that looks in the bot as well. If I just pick a race at random that's coming up, well, let's go Doomben race 10, have a look at the market there, go over into the stats, and you can see the Sky rating column here. So you can see, of course, on the screen on Sky Racing, you see 4 runners listed in that little bit at the corner of the screen. Here you've got the ratings for all of the runners in the race. So Oceans of Energy here would be the one that it would lay if it is out at the appropriate price. Currently it's at 450, or laying at 470, 460 even. So if that's still in that position when the race comes, that'll be the lay selection in that race. It's a fairly straightforward system in that way. I suppose you could apply that in other systems if you wanted to do, if you had a tipster or some sort of tipping system that's consistently picking losers. You could find stopper to winner staking may very well work for you, just laying their selections as well. But it is important to remember that your risk is going to go up every time after a loss, and it does go up very quickly, so you do need to set an appropriate stop loss. In this case, I've decided on 100 times the target is a good number for me. I think it's doesn't get hit often. In fact, you can see once in the month that stop loss was hit, and it's recoverable. So 2 very key factors there. 1, it's not going to hit very often. It will hit sometimes. 2, it's recoverable over time if it does recover, as long as you're patient. This isn't going to win every single day, but over the long term, it does seem to work quite nicely. So that's an interesting little system for you, which I hope you enjoy. And I'll have more for you again sometime soon. And until then, wish you well, happy punting, see you again soon.